Today, I'm sharing highlights of one of my most favorite Alaska trips. It's a June trip to Nondalton and the Lake Clark area. It's a hunt for the Lake Clark monster, the elusive giant fish that may have lived here for hundreds of years. We'll get to meet some of the talented local residents and learn how they live off this great land and want to protect the environment from hazardous mining and salmon-producing areas, some of the best in the world. And yes, there's fish to be caught on rod and reel, and some great camp food to keep us going. It's all for you on this special All-Alaska edition of Season Chasers.
Welcome to Season Chasers. I'm Rob Freeman. Those that love nature and outdoor sports spend a lot of quality time looking for adventures throughout the year. The more you study, the more you learn about the peak seasons in nature. It's fun to know when it's best to go fishing or hunting, when it's time to pick blueberries, wild mushrooms, or native pecans. Sometimes the peak season is close to home, right in your own backyard, or it could be miles away, near the mountains and the sea. Either way, this program will chase the seasons where the action is hot.
Now, what's the plan here, Lee?
Well, like I said, I don't know whether to get on the airplane or to go over to the psychiatric hospital and have a CAT scan. But we're going to go attempt to see if we can catch the Lake Clark monster out at Lake Clark by Nondalton area, about 210 miles southwest of here.
Season Chasers is brought to you by KSN Communications, telephone, internet, digital TV, and security. Kansas Land Tire, your Goodyear dealer at 9th and Broadway in Pittsburgh. O'Malley Implement, home of the John Deere Gator, South 69 in Pittsburgh. And by Blue Ribbon Farm and Home.
And this is the Goofy Goat right here.
Now, we're not going to try to catch this guy on hook and line. What's the plan
Well,
here?
we're going to net him with basically a shark net. It's 150 feet long, 20 feet deep, with 18-inch mesh size, from corner to corner.
So you're calling this in advance. That's the plan.
That's the plan. Once we get him in the net, it's like the dog. I asked my dog, chasing cars, I said, what are you going to do if you catch it? The dog never answers me, and I see why, because I don't have an answer either what I'm going to do. We're going to play it all by ear, kind of like new to us.
So we're bringing the moving pictures along, and you get to go with us.
It's going to be a trip, I'll tell you that. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll do a lot of fishing, some hiking, maybe some black bear hunting.
Now, tell us some of the preparations that have gone into this flight.
Oh man, what, $3,000 in nets, and gear, and airfare, and about 2 years' work. Coming up with a plan, doing our homework. Really did our homework this time.
Well, let's go see what we've got to go on this plane in addition to all of our important passengers.
We think we know where he lives.
Now, this is some of the important necessities that have to go along on this trip. Or at least it's what we're taking.
It isn't very long before we're taxiing down the runway at Merrill Field in downtown Anchorage. Now, here's a look at a large jet that's recently donated to the aviation department at UAA. This one stopped traffic when it landed here recently for its last flight. Now, the skies over Anchorage are filled with all sorts of aircraft. After this one lands, our twin-engine plane zooms off the ground, and it's time for this high adventure. Getting to Nondalton takes us through some extremely rugged mountain passes, with snow on the top, even here in the middle of June. I'm often asked if I'm going to become a pilot to get around up here in Alaska. Look out of a plane like this, it's pretty obvious to see that this is not the type of country to learn how to fly a plane. If you're flying over terrain like this, you want to be with a pilot that's been doing this a long, long time. Besides, on a trip like this, it's a whole lot more fun to just be looking out the window. On this trip, the pilot doesn't routinely fly over the mountains, but through the passes. look real close, you won't see any roads, any porch lights, any obvious signs of life until we get to Pedro Bay, shores of Lake Iliamna. Some of the other passengers depart, and the next stop is our destination, Nondalton, Alaska. Just as soon as you leave the airport at Nondalton, you can't help but see lots of opposition to the proposed Pebble mine. The plan calls for one of Alaska's largest open-pit mines for copper and gold right near Nondalton. Longtime residents fear the project will spoil the nesting habitat for Alaska's largest red salmon resource in the Bristol Bay region.
Well, it's glad to have you here. It's good to have friends around that share our vision. The importance of this region is the salmon that comes back every year. It's a cycle that's been going on for quite some time now. If you really look at it a little closer, it's sad because the leaders of our country are allowing this to happen where it happened before. How many times are they going to go through this? And this is not the first time that this has happened. Not only in this country, but in other countries where there was no respect or any regard for the environment or the people who live there, who rely on fresh water. So this is why it's important that we try and make the people realize that this is not the place. It is not the place.
Well, we begin to begin. Adventure trip into the unknown. We're going to go set a couple nets and see if we can locate the Lake Clark monster. Here are the nets.
Can you describe some of the gear you got here?
Yeah. I got 250-foot nets. I'll put anchors on each end. We'll set them at 10, 20 feet of water. And then we're just going to sit on them. And if we get something in the net, we're just going to play it by ear. You know, chase is on. We've seen them in here on sonar, numerous times. We believe they're in here. Too many stories, too many incidents over the last 200 years for not to be something in here. Big fish, The guy up here saw him. He's got real good sonar. And he saw them just off my property up here. 4 of them running in 60 foot of water. And the biggest was 22 foot. I've looked on anywhere from 90 to 140 pounds a foot average, depending on how much food they have. So you're talking, you could easily be up to 1,500, 2,000 maybe. They've never been messed with, They've never been commercial fished. It's untouched. We don't even know if they're in here. We think they are. We're convinced they are. And we've been at this for a long time. And we keep changing, keep learning what to do, what not to do. We did all our homework this winter. We spent a lot of time researching them, their habits, where the lake sturgeon, where they be, what water temperatures, and what time of year. And we have a plan. That's about it.
Now, you've had a particularly special net design for this. Can you kind of tell us how this differs from some of the traditional salmon
It's got
nets?
18-inch mesh.
So what that means is this isn't going to catch a small fish.
No, be no bycatch.
This is going to catch something really, really large.
Yeah, it's got to be.
No little fish are going to stick in this net.
It's got to be 18 inches minimum.
Now I know some of the set nets that I've run before fall about 10 feet deep, but this is a 20-foot net.
This is 20 foot.
20 foot deep, 18-inch pleats, 150 feet long.
We've heard from other people who've netted them that they like to roll like an alligator. So that's why we went a little deeper to give him a little net to work with. Hopefully he's going to hit the net if we get something, and he's going to roll up in it. Otherwise, we could end up chasing him most of the day. We're going to put buoys, 2 buoys and 2 anchors on each end, 1 buoy on each end, 1 anchor. We'll run it out. We'll probably run another one within sight, and we're just going to sit in the middle and basically just wait.
And we may do a little fishing in between, right?
Well, we could do a little fishing.
You can't come to a place like this.
No.
And not
No.
get your fishing rod out, no matter
no.
how big of stuff you're after. There's still other things to. What? How many different species of fish are there in here?
Boy, you got grayling, you got rainbows, you've got pike, northern pike, you've got lake trout, you've got whitefish, you've got lingcod or burbot, and I think that's about it.
Char?
I think there's char, probably up Lake Clark, probably char. I never fished char up out here, but probably.
Well,
But then it's Lake Clark is 50 miles long. I mean, it's a huge lake. It's, I think, the 3rd largest in Alaska. A lot of water, and it's deep, and it's world-class fishing any way you look at it.
so we get to go with Milton today, and we'll get to.
We got the 4 Del Kitty brothers, Rick, Adam, Milton, and Martin. Today we're going to go out with Milton, and if we got the high band radios with us, should we get something on it, we need help, we'll call for Rick and Adam and Martin to come down, and
Imagine Dave will get in on that.
and Dave will get out his son. I got my 2 boys, Russ and John, with me, and somehow, some way.
So you get to go along on this expedition, and either way, we're going to have some fun and get to see some incredible scenery.
Oh, beautiful.
See some beautiful wildlife and meet some really fine people.
Oh,
that,
great people.
Live here
Great
all
people.
year, and I've learned a lot from them already. And
They have no equals when it comes to hunting or fishing. I mean, it comes natural to them. They're just good at it. I mean, any way you look at
they
it.
know the land here very well.
Oh, they're all ex-commercial fishermen in Crystal Bay, and they know their way around. They're born and raised here.
Well, we're going to try to set out before long in search of adventure.
Oh, it's going to be an adventure.
Thanks for joining us on Season Chasers, and stay tuned for what's about to happen.
Oh boy.
Blue Ribbon Farm and Home has nature's best fall decoration. Blue Ribbon Farm and Home has what you need to feed and care for the wild birds. Blue Ribbon Farm and Home sells supplies to attract trophy white-tailed deer. And don't forget, Blue Ribbon Farm and Home has a huge selection of food for dogs.
Whether you have a lap dog, a sport dog, chickens, or a goofy goat, Blue Ribbon Farm and Home has all the feeds you'll ever need.
You talking about a goofy goat, and this is the goofy goat right here.
Don't wait until it's too late. You can protect the ones you love with a new security system from Crawcan. Crawcan offers custom-designed security systems for your home or business to fit nearly any budget. Safety and security is just a phone call away. Call Crawcan today at 620-724-8235 or 1-800-362-0316 to schedule a free security assessment. Crawcan, more than just your local telephone company.
And if you're wanting to go hunting, there's no shortage of upland game birds out here at Pawnee Wildlife Preserve. We're open with the extended season through March, so give us a call at the number on your screen if you'd like to bring out your own dogs or fully guided hunts available. Pawnee Wildlife Preserve, Fort Scott, Kansas. Closed captioning services on Season Chasers brought to you by Harris LP in Hepler, Kansas. The season is the Alaska summertime, June in Nondalton. We're chasing the Lake Clark monster, what we believe is a colony of giant sturgeon. Sturgeon are scavengers, but when humans come in close proximity with a 1-ton fish, the little guys usually come out in last place. The Athabasca natives tell stories of large fish encounters over the last few hundred years, with many people being killed. Sightings from the air date back to 1942. So we figure it's time to see for ourselves and what lies beyond.
Just on the bottom. Oh, we're fishing.
As we watch the nets, we'll also be chasing fish in the crystal clear waters of Lake Clark, Alaska. What do we got here, Russell?
Oh.
First fish on the bank.
Pretty nice lake trout. All right. Woo! Oh! Yeah, you want to get the bait out of there and then take that and tear one of his gills and clean him out if we're going to eat him.
Is this a treble?
It's octopus. Oh. Shook him out really easy. Hook him right inside the mouth like you should. Got it. You want to
pull a gill? Just use your finger there.
There, you want to do that? Dude, I got lots of sharp teeth. Oh, there you go. Okay, let me see it. Yeah, no, they're sharp, dude.
They got some pretty good gill plates to them. Good job, man.
Lake trout. Oh, maybe even a bigger one. Oh. I didn't really catch this one. Daddy, this is your fish.
Go ahead, man.
There's another little lake trout.
Pole is bending out there. Russ, you got a bite.
This on. Good eye, Milty. Oh no!
Got loose at the very end.
Get up.
Oh well.
I think there's more.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work for the guys to move those nets around, so we started looking for a spot where we could set for several days in a row.
Hi, I'm Russ. I play the drums.
And you're going to do the fish dance later, right, Russ?
Well, now we're going to go up to the Chulitna Bay. Spend the night and put the nets out and see if we can catch us the Lake Clark monster.
Now, when we're not doing that, what are we going to be doing
Well, that's
up
a
here?
world-class fishing up there. That's for pike and trout, rainbows, lake trout. Probably some char in there, some graylings. Yeah, I told Russell after about 3 hours a day, he's going to probably put his pole down, his arms will be done. That's about the average up there. About 3 hours, you're done. Can't reel them in anymore.
It's 3 hours of catching, right?
3 hours of catching constantly.
We're not talking casting practice here.
And you just ain't got no more mojo. The thrill is off. We'll put both nets out, and keep an eye on them, and hopefully we'll catch. You know, a lot of them pike were just up in there spawning 2 weeks ago, and those sturgeons supposedly like eggs. So we'll find out if we catch one up in there.
Well, that's the plan, and we're sticking to it.
That's the plan, just make it up as we go along. But yeah, we talked about this. You know, we tried Snowshoe Bay, we tried Massey Bay. Now we're going to go farther up the lake to Chulitna Bay. And that's kind of our ace in the hole is at Chulitna Bay. We've been there many times, and we've always done real well. And I expect no difference this time.
So for the amount of time that it takes to get up there, we're
We're gonna spend a night We'll bring them gear, tent. About a little over an hour and 15 minutes. Beautiful weather, it's supposed to be in the 90s today. Boy. First time I got sunburned up here in 5 years.
So there's no roads to where we're going, so the only way is...
Nearest maintained road is 210 miles northeast. This is all bush plain here. We're on 6 Mile Lake here. We'll go down, we'll go through the Iggy River, drop into Lake Clark, and we'll go all the way up, take a left, chill it in the bay. And Rick has 80 acres up there. We'll camp on Rick's property, make our little nest, make our stand, see what happens. That's the fun part about this. There's a lot of unknowns.
You can't catch them if you don't
I'm
go.
not going to catch them here. We've got 2 dry runs with the net now, and got that worked out. Starting to feel confident. Yesterday wasn't such a good day. You know?
Well, we learned some lessons yesterday about net maintenance.
Net maintenance, and you know, we're trying new spots, so we don't know what the water's like, how deep it is, or what the bottom's like.
Is your computer not able to keep up with you? Does it take forever to load web pages? Your computer could be compromised with a virus, spyware, or some other malicious software. Crawcan's knowledgeable staff of repair technicians can diagnose your problem and quickly have you back up and running at top speed. Bring your computer in today for a free diagnosis. Go to ckt.net for more information or call 1-800-362-0316. Crawcan, your community technology partner.
Extreme environments can cause a spontaneous change in DNA, resulting in unexpected power and agility. Introducing the all-new, all-powerful Gator RSX 850i. 62 horsepower, a fully independent multi-link suspension, and a top speed of 53 miles per hour. It's a whole new species of Gator.
I'm Travis from Kansas Land Tire in Pittsburgh. We offer name brand tires like Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly Springfield, Mastercraft, and virtually any tire for the job. We also staff ASE certified technicians to provide oil service, transmission and brake work, engine diagnostics, battery service, alignments, and more. We also now have a nationwide warranty and ask us about payment options like Goodyear Credit. Kansas Land Tire, 9th and Broadway in Pittsburgh, and authorized Goodyear dealer. See our ad and names and numbers.
There you go. Pretty nice grilling.
All right, Russell, what do you got there, man?
Grilling.
Good job. Let's see, we got...
Yeah, the opposite like that.
Come on, buddy. There we go.
He wasn't going anywhere.
Got him wrapped up.
No.
There.
Oh, we're gonna eat him. Sure.
Let's see the fin on the back of him there, real close, if you don't mind. Just look at that beautiful fish. What'd you catch him on?
Just a little spinner, Meps, with like kind of some feather on the back.
It's grilling.
Pretty nice grilling.
Good job.
It's also called dinner.
I could smell it cooking already. No. Wow, good one. Bring him on up here. Good job. Keep us on there. Yeah. Come on up. Come on up, buddy. Come on, buddy. This is a lake trout. And Johnny's been working on a big one off this point. Hooked one up last night he thought was good like this. Got this one all the way to the shore, and this is a fish to really be proud of.
Probably turning back.
What were you thinking about when you hooked into that one?
John?
That's something, dude. Just another day in paradise.
Wow. Too big to eat? Is that right? Wow. This is a lake trout from Lake Clark, Alaska. Way to go, man. Okay, what we're going to do is what Alaska's favorite part of the fishing trip is when you bonk the fish, right?
Well, this one's swallowed out too deep, right?
Right, so that calms them down real nice. And now we can go ahead and naturally bleed it out before the heart stops beating here. And what this does is gets that blood away from the meat and improves the quality of it and improves the length of time that it's good, and it's going to just push that blood out of here like crazy. And you want to get that away from the meat. Look at how it's going to pulse out of there because the heart's still beating. Look at the teeth on this thing. There's 2 rows of teeth. Can you, I don't know if it's possible to see here, but it's my first encounter with a lake trout, and it's really got some incredible teeth. You're after something big and you got it. Good job. Good job.
There you go, Johnny.
Okay, Johnny, we got the Season Chasers grill cam going on here, and tell us what you got cooking up for us here.
Mashed potatoes, beans, some muskox roast.
And join us next week for more about our hunt for the Lake Clark monster up in Alaska.
Outstanding. I don't know where to start. This lake trout still thinks he's swimming. Waka waka.
Tune in each week for some of the stuff you just won't see on other shows. Outdoors, wildlife, and a life of adventure. Being on the lookout for natural foods and making the most of what the wildlife provides.
Study, learn, and share the great outdoors with someone who's important to you.